What? Bang!
Pro Wrestling Podcast. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
Rep through rep.
Yeah.
Woo!
Who are you to doubt El Dandy? Because this guy's a serious professional.
Did he do it? Unbelievable.
Too hot to handle and too cold to hold. And I am the Macho King Savage.
Shut your mouth, you thong-wearing fatty. I said WWE stands for. It's me, Austin. I will never retire.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, yo, Pro Wrestling Podcast listeners, welcome to the show where we don't sing it, we bring it. Help us out and click subscribe to show your support. Hey, look, are you sick and tired of dropping $60 to $100 for the latest and greatest wrestling video game every single flipping year? Stop. Don't do it to yourself anymore. Head over to app.wrestlerunstoppable.com where it is totally free. You get to sign contracts, get into storylines, headline PLEs, create your own wrestler. Heck, create your own company from the ground up, all included in Wrestler Unstoppable. Available now, totally free. Once again, that's app.wrestlerunstoppable.com. While you're in there, check out, do a search for Odin Maximus. That would be my avatar. I'll be happy to help you out. If you are looking to become a member of the Pro Wrestling Podcast family, you want your name in the shout-outs like my good buddy John down in Texas. John, love giving you that shout out. Then pop over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Pro Wrestling Podcast. Sign up today. We've got loyalty rewards. If you contribute $15 a month, you can co-host with me. $7.50 a month, I'll enter you into a drawing to also co-host an episode with myself. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. If you've got questions, comments, something you want me to touch on in a future episode, the only way I'm going to know that is if you give me a shout. Give me a call over at the Pro Wrestling Sound Off line, 267-642-1160, and I will get to those in a future episode. Tonight, Eric Young, the latest releasee at TNA Wrestling, requested his release quite some time ago, ended up staying with the company through Slammiversary, short-term deal. He's actually refuted the reports that he was working without a contract for a long time in TNA. Says he's been under contract the whole time, but he has now been officially released from TNA Wrestling. It is expected he's headed back to NXT. As a matter of fact, per Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer, he said that he will essentially be effectively a player coach. He compared him to Shawn Spears, where he will compete, but he'll also be helping behind the scenes, and I think it's a great role for him. He's somebody that Triple H has always been a huge fan of. He was there for a couple times running the Sanity faction. I think they could have done a whole lot more with. He was originally supposedly planned to be a part of the Wyatt Six, which never came to fruition. So we'll have to see what they do with him this time around. But anybody who adds Eric Young to their roster, that's a quality get. It really is. He brings so much experience, two-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's held many other championships throughout his illustrious career, including the NXT Tag Team Championship. So he's had some success in WWE before. So happy for him to see him get a new home and a new opportunity. Shaq Wrestling doing an interview with Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, and the conversation shifted to his retirement plans, where he made it clear that 95% of the matches he still wants to have are out there, which is exciting. And he actually made reference to the fact that he kind of has to shift the retirement date a little bit because of injuries and other issues, filming, the Percy Jackson thing, all that kind of stuff. So at this point, not sure when he's going to retire. He wanted to retire by the time he turned 54. That's going to come and go, apparently. And he's still with us and still competing. And competing at a high level, putting on quality matches. So, I'm not in a hurry to push him out the door, that's for sure. But definitely interesting to hear that update that he's not going to be. It was originally, everybody thought he was going to go in October, and apparently that is not the case anymore. And congratulations to him on extending that career even longer after having to be given up for 9 years or something like that when he had to retire earlier. Hangman Page is set to return. He has been gone since losing to MJF, that match where if he lost, he could never challenge for the AEW Championship again. I always thought it was a really stupid condition. You could never challenge me for a championship again, but you should never say you should never challenge for that championship again. That's ludicrous. The reality of this is that championship is why people want to get into wrestling. If you're an AEW superstar, you want to be world champion. It's too much to take off the table. Take it away from a particular opponent makes a lot of sense. I've seen that in several companies all throughout wrestling history. But taking away any opportunity to ever be AEW champion again, a little ridiculous in my opinion. But he is set to return, and just in time for Beach Break, the Dynamite episode next week, which we're going to get into a little bit as we review this week's Dynamite, because it was an absolutely crazy episode. We had all sorts of things. And look, I'm going to be out of order because I just don't care. I've won. Let me go into some of the things I enjoyed. Hirooki Shida winning the TBS Championship at the end of the night. Fantastic. I thought that was wonderful. She's been in the company quite a while, deserves an opportunity to run with a belt. Perfect belt to give her. She's believable. A lot of people were really into Persephone, who was really tearing it up in this match, and then we're a little bit upset that Chris Statlander eliminated Persephone, and then Persephone ends up hitting Statlander with the belt, which ended up giving Shida the win. A lot of interesting stuff going on there. Maybe we see a three-way at Wembley. I don't know. We do have other things coming before Wembley, so we'll have to see what happens. But congratulations to Hirooki Shida for winning the TBS Championship. Kevin Knight and Lio Rush had probably the best match of the night. Maybe that's not true. The World Championship match was pretty solid too. But they had a great match. I don't think Kevin Knight knows how to have a bad match, and I don't think Lio Rush does either. Knight wins the match. It looks like there's going to be a beatdown by the Don Callis family when Darby Allin comes out to make the save. He wants a TNT Championship match. Kevin Knight is refusing to give him one. Don Callis basically tells him that he's a thief and that they don't do that. They don't give criminals opportunities. So obviously that's the match we're going to get at some point. But I did enjoy this. I thought it was solid. I don't understand why Darby Allin will fight so hard to get in a World Championship picture and then take a step back to the TNT title. That seems a little strange to me, but whatever. It is what it is. We had vignettes in the back with Will Ospreay after Forbidden Door, with Kenny Omega and MJF. A lot of swirling around with Moxley offering Death Riders membership to Ospreay, which it appears as though he accepted. It's a lot going on there. A lot of people at the top of the card. Not sure where it's going to go. I think over time we'll see Ospreay and Mox, obviously. And before this show, I would have said we probably will see MJF Omega. We'll get into that in a second. But a lot going on there. We did see a brawl backstage between Chris Jericho and Tommaso Ciampa. I love this. It's keeping Jericho out of the main picture, but still very relevant, and giving somebody like Tommaso Ciampa an opportunity to really be a part of something meaningful with somebody who has been a legend in the business, but isn't necessarily at the top of the card anymore, but he's still contributing in a major, major way. And I love this feud. I think it's fantastic. There was an interview with Andrade in the back. He ends up getting blindsided and attacked by the Don Callis family. Everybody from, Cage to I always forget his name. Murdoch Monster. What's his name? Oh gosh, he's gonna shoot me because I've been messaging the guy trying to get an interview with him too. But you know what I'm saying. The whole Don Callis family lays him out. Obviously, he wants a championship opportunity. That's what he was upset with the Don Callis family for to begin with. It has not happened yet, so we'll have to wait and see when that does happen. I think that's a good match to possibly have at the last pay-per-view prior to Wembley, which was it Redemption, I believe, or something like that. So maybe that's where they do that match. They got to do it at some point. And now let's get into some of the other serious stuff we have. Dumb stuff first. Ospreay and Mox taking on Lee Johnson, Blake Christian. Fine, it's a TV match. Obviously, Ospreay and Mox were going to win, but it was a solid match. I love that Lee Johnson and Blake Christian get in there with some superstar talent. We did see Jay White cut a promo on the Dogs. Obviously, that feud is going to build to something huge, probably also at Wembley, especially considering everybody's background and history, so that would be a perfect place to blow that off. But let's get into what the big conversation of the night is, starting with the World Championship match, MJF versus Mark Briscoe. This was bloody from the start, brutal, high impact, great exchanges. The froggy bow in the ring, the froggy bow outside the ring, through a table, onto the floor, exposed concrete. all of it, the diamond ring, everything involved, weapons galore, chairs. I love the match. I thought it was solid. It really showcased Mark Briscoe, and I really thought it was interesting on commentary when they talked about how Mark Briscoe felt like after the loss of his brother that he was kind of a rookie as a singles wrestler because most of his career has been in tag teams, and you could just see he's come so far. He really has. What a great talent. Congrats to Mark Briscoe on a phenomenal match. MJF does come out the winner, which it was shocking to see him kick out from the finisher and then get the win and everything in such short order, but that's what we needed because you knew they weren't going to put Mark Briscoe in the main event at Wembley. That being said, Kenny Omega comes out when he continues to beat down after the match. Omega makes it clear he wants an opportunity. He gets rejected by MJF, who then says Big Hebrew has a great idea, and the great idea is that he'll face him next week on Dynamite at Beach Blast or whatever they're calling it, on the same condition that Adam Hangman Page did. If he loses, he can never challenge for the AEW World Championship again. Again, I think this is a stupid stipulation. You could never challenge as long as I'm champion makes sense to me. Never challenging again, period, does not make a drop of sense to me. Absolutely terrible. It hamstrings your booking. If you ever have an issue with somebody getting injured and you had to plug, say, Hangman Page in for some reason, or if Kenny were to lose Kenny into something, it can't be for a title because you already, crap to bet on that if you don't give him the championship win. So he had all night to make up his mind. He did consult with the Young Bucks, told him he needs to do this alone, and then at the end of the night, he did make it official. He will challenge for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship next week on Dynamite. Look, it was a solid show top to bottom. I saw people who weren't happy with the show, too predictable, TV, this, that, and the other. Look, you got to see every major star, for the most part, in the company who's not injured, who's active. You got to see meaningful storylines, championship matches, quality wrestling. You got to see some of the young guys get in there with some of the established superstars. This was a great show, top to bottom. I really enjoyed it. Kudos to Tony Khan. He's been doing a great job lately, There was a Mercedes Moné interview at some point. Like, they're just everybody was a part of this show. It was great. I think AEW is putting out some really great television, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in the near future. That's all the time we have for this episode. Check back with us next episode. Run down the latest wrestling news and rumors. Special thanks, as always, to Suno for creating the music and sound effects we use in our show. If you want to bring a new friend to family game night, it's easy with Sketchy People. Bring this game from Beezle Games to your next party. If you want to grab a copy, you got to go to thegamecrafter.com. Snag it today. It lets you showcase your artistic side. It is a ton of fun for the whole family. Check it out again, Sketchy People at thegamecrafter.com by Beezle Games. If you're looking for next career decision, maybe you're considering college, university life, maybe you just need some formal training for your next career decision, go to our website at frolifeplanning.com for all your higher education needs, as Fro Life educational planning is for today, for tomorrow, and for life with Fro Life. I'm Fred Froelich, better known as Dr. Fro. I want to thank you for taking some time with us today. Until next time, take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Wrestling Podcast.